Hey, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and I'm at a lot here that I'm inspecting for another client, and I'm going to tell him not to buy this lot, and I'm going to tell you why. One, purchasing a piece of land is probably the biggest blind spot for a lot of owner builders, and even for just a lot of builders. And I walked on the site. I found an old test pit right there. And you keep walking around the site and you start to see some things. One of the number one things you see, and if you keep walking up here, and you had to walk quite a ways up here just to take a look, is that there's rock everywhere. I mean solid rock. Here's another test pit. Another builder came up here before me and wanted to test, and they kept digging everywhere they possibly could, and they kept running into rock. Right here, you see the same thing. It's just solid sandstone everywhere you go. You really couldn't put a backyard here. It would take, if you were to put the house pretty much close to the street here, in this area here, there's a lot of rock right there. You can see it coming right up through the dirt. $80,000. That's what I would estimate to hammer this out just to put a house on here. If you did a basement, that's going to be even more costly. And you're going to want something level to the ground to park into. You don't want to have to park a car so far up a hill that when you back out of the car, you got to put your foot on the car door just to hold it open so you can get out. You don't want to face that. So there's a reason why this home site hasn't sold, and that's because the excavation cost is going to be through the roof. It would be a nice view, as you can see, looking out over the valley there. You can look up at the mountain there. It's being covered in snow right now. You can't see it. It's buried in clouds. It'd be a great view, but the cost to build would be pretty insane as far as excavation costs. Take a class in geology. Thank goodness I took a class in geology years ago, and I had a professor who told me, look for rock outcropping. It's going to tell you the nature of the geology. So you look for outcropping. Even when they pulled this little pit here, they pulled this big boulder out. That's basically what's underneath most of this lot, is just big stuff like that. And some of it you can't even break up. You'd even walk over here and take a look at this here. This is just solid rock all through here, and it's right where the house would go. It's throughout the entire site here. I can't even imagine trying to put a pool in here. You just couldn't dig down. So just a quick lesson. Don't buy in the dark. The two things that I keep on hammering on are your geotechnical analysis of the home site and water issues. Water can destroy a home, and your geotech can increase the cost like you could never imagine. So I just did a home about a year ago, and we had some over-X issues, and there was some rock there, and I put my excavation around $42,000. Luckily I knew how to budget that, and I was ready for it. But people don't like to spend that kind of money just to dig a hole. When you have to get a hammer up here, and it's hammering forever, and the neighbors are upset because things are coming off their shelves because you're hammering to death and making such a noise, and it takes forever to get it done. If you got the money and you want the view and you want that house, great. But if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't buy a piece of land like that. It would be extremely costly. Anyway, this is Keith Kellis with How to Build Your Own Home. Hope that helps.